Guys, happy Monday. Kind of forgot what day it was because of everything in life. So anyways, I'm really excited to be here. Gonna give it here about 30 seconds to see if anyone's hopping on live. If you're hopping on live, I want you to tag your coach and let them know that you're on live. I think it's so important to let your coaches know that you're putting in the time to spend the next hour with me or however long you could be on working your business. So make sure you tag your coach. Secondly, make sure you've got some fresh pre-poured. So I know many of you guys are probably just on your phones with this. So take your phone, go get your pre, or go take a little shot of your pre, and let me know if you have your pre. Okay, guys, so for those of you just hopping on, make sure you tag your coaches, letting them know that you're here to work your business. I want to see tons of coaches tagging their coaches in the comments right now. And again, second thing, pour that pre, baby. We're going to get to work. Okay, so I am so honored to be in here to go over the business activity tracker. This is where dreams are made, right? So for those of you guys that don't know me, I am Jaime Innis. I am 31. I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I am married to my husband, Steve. We've been married for 5 years, together for 13, and we have 2 boys together. Maverick is 3, Wiley is 1, and I'm a full-time coach. So on the 30th of this month, I will officially have become a coach for 7 years. I've been a coach for 7 years. What? Okay, so now we're getting this party rolling. So tag your coach in the comments, let them know that you're here to work, and make sure you've got your pre, okay? So guys, right now, obviously there's tons of stuff going on, okay? Right now, what we have to offer as coaches is we have the solution to all of that, okay? So if you have any limiting beliefs before watching this call and you're like, I feel like I can't share about the opportunity right now. I feel like I can't be sharing, coming into 10 rounds. I'm here to tell you to just squash all that, okay? We are not going to allow any limiting beliefs hold you back from a really, really successful month in your business. Myself, as well as a lot of my personally sponsored coaches are having some of our biggest months we've had in a very long time. And that is because we know deep down inside that this is the answer right now. This is what has been our fuel for helping us cope with what's going on, helping us figure out the unknown. And we're here to change lives, guys. We're in the business of literally changing other people's lives. And that starts with us. It starts with us going out there, finding our people, grabbing our people, and not being afraid to do so. So I just wanted to say, first of all, the only part of, this prep part of this call is just letting you guys know that if you've had any of those limiting beliefs at all this month, the month is not done, okay? There is still time to hit Success Club. There's still time to recruit your dream team, and there's still time for you to push your business forward and make your business the most successful part of your business. So with the business activity tracker, I hope everyone has one of these put out in front. Okay, so Kate had an action hour a little bit ago, and she actually went and got these bound, 52 of them for 52 weeks in the year. Pretty freaking smart, okay? And success leaves clues. So here I am with mine, and I just want to kind of get right into this. So when we're looking at a tracker, whether you signed up today as a brand new coach or whether you've been a coach like me for almost 7 years or maybe even longer than that, just know that success leaves clues, and having a tracker to be able to actually check off every single time you accomplish something is going to further your business. It's going to make your business more successful, and you're going to feel more comfortable with who you are as a coach and what you have to offer. So look at this. Number 1, be proof the products work. I'm not going to spend any time talking about working on and drinking Shakeology. This is what you guys should be doing every single day for yourself, for your own mental health, for your own physical health, for your own body, okay? This is not something that we're going to work on in a power hour. So often I see coaches, they're not where they want to be, or, they're not at their goals yet. And when I ask them what they're doing in a power pocket or a power hour, they're like, oh, well, I made my Shakeology. I did my workout. I checked in with my team. I'm like, guys, that's stuff that we do. Stuff that we do already, okay? So a business power hour, an actual working power hour, yes, the Success Club tracker, check off that box of your Shakeology. Check off that box of your workout. Hopefully you've already had both those things, right? Because we are focused on ourselves every single day. And success leaves clues. You start working on yourself in the morning, right? Unless you're a night owl, then that's a different story. But you should be able to check those off every day. Easy. That should not be a part of your power hour. But the biggest part, we're going to focus on those business building activities, okay? So your business does not grow if you're focused on all the fluff. Okay, if anybody is if anybody knows what they are on the Enneagram, comment right now what you are on the Enneagram. I am a 9 on the Enneagram, wing 8. Okay, so for me, what I have found with a lot of my coaches who are 7s, they're the entertainer. They like to have a lot of fun. They're the life of the party. They walk in and everyone's so happy that they're there. They have that really great community aspect. Their team thrives off each other. They have really good team culture. But sometimes what they get sidetracked with is making too much of the fluff, focusing on too much of the fluff. So they say, I have 10 hours to work today. What am I going to do? I'm going to spend all 10 hours making a new challenge, guide or a new coach guide. But yet they're not signing up those new coaches to do that. Or they're creating, their April boot camp. It's like, guys, we're still in March. What happened to your group right now? Like, why haven't you been working on that group? And you need to be getting new people in all the time. And obviously with all the Enneagram, you know that every single Enneagram number, there are weaknesses and strengths for every single one. So I'm not just calling out the 7s, but I'm just saying that's what I see happen. So focus on the business building activities first and foremost. For me, the very beginning of my month, and I would say this is kind of the team culture with a lot of my personally sponsored team now as well, is, we try to hit Success Club right away. So Success Club by the 5th of the month, okay? And then once we started making that kind of a team culture, it was Success Club 10 by the 5th. Then it's like, let's try to push Success Club first day, second day of the month, okay? So we're very recruitment heavy in the beginning of the month. That does not mean that we talked to someone for the first time and they signed up, okay? We didn't just make a post and 20 people were like, I'm gonna sign up. We're like, yes, SC40. Guys, no, that's not the way this works. So when we're doing a power hour, I first started this business working 5 other jobs. I didn't even have the opportunity to have a full-on power hour. Mine was like power 10, like power 10 minutes. Power go hide in the bathroom for 30 minutes. Maybe I got actual power hours on the weekend after my shift ended at 1 p.m. So for me, what I would do, I would be focusing straight up on the business building activities until I reached my goals. Your coach has probably told you by now, whatever your rank is, you should be focused certain percentage on your business as opposed to your team's business. And I would say that first and foremost, that your business has to be growing for it to grow. You can't just worry about everyone else on your team, expecting your team to grow. You have to be the leader and lead from the front and boost your business first, okay? And don't ever rely on anyone else. So for you guys, I want our very first task. Right now, we've got 10 rounds, okay? 10 rounds launched on Monday. So what I did is last week, I started a prep week. I made a little prep week calendar, including the sample workout and then the 2 prep workouts that we got once we purchased the program. One was boxing, one was lifting. I repeated those for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, repeat again. And then on Sunday, I used the free workout from Clean Week. That is more of like an active recovery day. So basically what I did all week last week is I was recruiting, which obviously we know that only coaches could purchase 10 rounds. I was recruiting to 10 rounds as coaches, okay? So for me, there was no brainer. I wasn't thinking about this pandemic of like, no one's going to want to sign up as a coach. No one's going to want to be mentored by me. I'm just like, guys, the ultimate package, you're going to want the discount later on, okay? And if they obviously didn't want it, I'm like, okay, you just have to wait till April. But I'm starting it on Monday, so come join it with me. And I think there is something that is so, so powerful when you are doing a launch with your people. For me, that's when my business has boomed the most, is when I've really gone all in on a launch. And I see coaches do it all the time. If you're doing the launch a month after everyone else, like, of course, I'm totally for you guys finishing your program. But if you're kind of like in between programs and you're like, I'm going to do a random program and I'm going to do this in the middle of April, I'm just kind of like, you're missing the excitement. You're missing the excitement of the launch, that people are just like, hey, you're offering this right now. I want in on your group and I want to do it with you, because people want to be doing day one with you. Not just as their mentor and as their coach, putting you up on a pedestal. They want to be at your level. They want to be doing the workout before you. They want to be like, oh my gosh, Jaime, day 3, do you feel your obliques from day 1? Oh my goodness, right? Okay, that's a powerful thing. That's why I didn't even think about trying to make so much as to, how can I make this a big launch? I just shared about it every single day, and my excitement took on that I'm still getting people signed up today that it's just like there's no question as to why they wouldn't join. And they're buying the mega challenge packs and the deluxe challenge packs, like no question. It's just like, well, yeah, I see you with your pre every freaking day all day long, mom life. Shakeology, like that has been something that I've been focused on so much, especially with what's going on. It's like, what can I control in this situation of so many unknowns, so many changes, so many little bits of, I don't typically have anxiety, but I've had anxiety like sitting on my chest with this. So I'm like, what can I focus on? I can focus on sweating every single day. So for me, 10 rounds couldn't have come at a better time, because for me, I need heavy weights. I need HIIT. Like I need to sweat like a man. Okay. I don't sweat pretty. Like those shirts that say like, I don't sweat, I sparkle. Oh my gosh, I sweat. And props to you if you sparkle, girl. Like that's amazing. Or guy, whatever. But I am not one of those people. So for me, I need that for my own stress reliever and my sanity. So every single day during my prep week last week, it's like, hey, you're going to join me on Monday. You're going to join me on Monday. This is my stress reliever. This is my mood booster, starting my day working on me. And these workouts are kicking my butt. Oh my gosh. Like every single day, it was just a really easy way to have a subtle call to action. Okay. Right in my stories. So looking at this with this, guys, this is something that I am just so excited about, that I don't care. People are like, well, how many times do you get ghosted in a day? How many times do you get people to tell you no? I don't even focus on those, guys. I know that they're a no right now. You hear that time and time again. It's the truth. You hear your coach say that. It's the truth. And when they're ready, they will join. But for me, the biggest selling point I've been able to have is, hey, girl, the deadline is today. And I'd love to get you added, so let me know which package works best for you. Like I'm basically getting really quick into these people's lives because they watched me all last week doing my prep week. And this is like my program. So typically when you are especially launching a program that is all similar to you and your style, your people are going to follow suit, right? Okay. They're going to want what you want. All the people that are emailing me, they're like, I want, I'm out of the gym from CrossFit. I can't do my group fitness classes. I love my HIIT and my weight training. I'm like, girl, me too. You're my person. Like, let's get you started, because you're going to fall in love and you still have time to get the workout in for day one so that you won't be behind. That's literally what I've been saying. So anyways, let's get some time into this. But I just wanted to kind of go and explain like my excitement with this, guys, that we have something so exciting right now, that the world needs this. This will make the world a better place. And don't ever feel any bit selfish about that, because we have this gift, right? So I want you guys, first and foremost, so in the connect and invite follow-up section, this is the main chunk that you should be working on for an action hour, okay? I know other coaches might say other things, but for me, if you are doing a tried and true power hour, action hour, working your business, it is tangible tips that will build your business, right? Working on those things, where typically people leave these things as part of their frog. They do them at the end, or they do it when they're exhausted. And people know when you're exhausted, guys. That's why I said pour your pre when you're getting on this call, because you're going to be sending invites and you're going to be inviting people to join you, and they need to feel your excitement. They don't want you to feel like you're just copying and pasting, sending you the typical message. They want to feel your excitement, and they want to really feel connected to you, as if you're like, don't miss out on this, okay? So obviously this is going to be a lot easier for those of you that are starting 10 rounds today. But if not, I want you guys to get the 10 rounds on your calendar for when you're going to start it, because we as coaches like need to be in on the newest stuff. And this program is going to change a lot of lives. And I think the biggest thing that I even said with my sister a couple of years ago was, she was such an insaniac with Shanti that's the only kind of program that she offered, and her people loved that, but she also was missing out on a ton of people who needed a little bit lower impact, or needed programs that weren't such HIIT, like they needed strength training, or they needed different things like that. And then she started really broadening her horizons, right? So even if 10 rounds may not seem like your jam right away, I want you guys to be able to still leverage it and give the opportunity for people to join you. So right now, I want you guys to go in your stories first and foremost. You should have already done a little bit of an Instagram story talking about how you're getting on a power hour on a Monday at 4 p.m. Maybe you just got done working. Maybe you've been working like me all day long and you're still plugging into your business. I want to hear that excitement. I want you to tag your coach. And I want you to share, about 10 rounds. Hopefully you're already doing that right now. But I'm going to give you guys about 5-ish minutes just to get started by basically taking your followers through a working power hour, because they're going to see some work and we're going to let them see that. So I'm going to try to be as quiet as possible. Hopefully you don't hear me chugging my pre-workout, but 5 minutes. Let's go. So, guys, a big part of why I always encourage a working power to start with something like this is because so often people are like, I really want more business building coaches, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a huge recruiter, but how do I get those? People need to see in your stories how much you're actually working. When people join me, I've never been a huge recruiter. I usually recruit, 5 to 13 coaches a month, maybe a little bit higher on that end now. But it's more so about they watch me for a while. They see me working. They see me now as a full-time coach, still working my butt off, that they don't really have a question as to like, if this is an easy job or something. Like, they see me putting in the time. So when they sign up and they're ready to work, they're like, all right, let's focus on me. And then let's learn the business and do that too. So I'll give you guys about 2 more minutes to finish up on your stories. Okay, guys, so this part is a huge part, and I want to kind of jump around to this. So, fortune is in the follow up. I'm sure you've probably heard that before, but this is literally where so many people forget about people or miss people. And part of this is just kind of being unorganized, which, trust me, I am not the most organized person, but it is something I've been working on really hard, because when you're disorganized, you let people slip through the cracks, okay? So right now what I want you to do is I want you guys to go in your email or wherever you have your prospects, okay? And I want you to go to the very bottom, okay? Whether you've already had an email or an email thread or a Google form of interest on 10 rounds, anything like that, or maybe people that were interested in your challenge group last month, I want you to go from the very bottom. So typically a lot of people will just go to the follow-up, the last 5 people, and they keep asking the same 5 people. I want you guys to start at the bottom. Okay, so maybe these are people that fell through the cracks 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, who knows? But I want you to put together an email that you're going to send to them, and I will share mine right in the caption here, what I've done recently. But I want you to ask them how they're doing, tell them that you're thinking of, them and their family. Hopefully they're doing okay during this crazy time, that you've been working through it too, but you're super excited for the new launch of this program. For me, it was just like, I'm so excited to start this on Monday. It couldn't have come at a better time. I would love to have you a part of this community. It's going to be amazing. And I know in the past, maybe it didn't work for you. But I did want to ask you before I ask my following, before I put it out there. So I want you guys to go through that. This is something that we do have 20 minutes for, but really this is something that could be hours. Sometimes this is what I focus on for like 2 full days, going through all of my follow-ups until I get through all of them. But I want you guys to start at the bottom. And don't feel bad if you realize like, wow, I've never done this from the bottom. But guess what? Maybe this is how you hit Success Club today. Maybe this is how you hit your highest Success Club numbers and help the most people. Maybe this is how you get people who, maybe forgot to read your email. How many times do you read an email and forget to answer it because you're busy and you just put your phone down? This is what happens sometimes. This is not necessarily a ghost. Sometimes people just get too busy. So I'm giving you guys the next 20 minutes. I am going to set a timer here. And I will also, in the meantime, show you guys a couple of the ideas that I've done for follow-ups. So 20 minutes, ready, set, go. Okay, so someone had said they've never sent emails before. So I would strongly suggest taking messages from Instagram over to email. Even if you feel like your DMs are manageable right now, there will come a time when they are not manageable and you will miss a lot of people that way. Even now, I have to ask people specifically if I can get their email to bring it over to email from my DMs, because messages can get buried there. There's nothing to really see. They're not a true follow-up. And it's a little risky. It's a little bit disorganized. So for me, I definitely would suggest you moving forward, getting everyone over into your email. And I know a lot of people use Google Streak as well. Right now, the action is to go through your follow-ups from the bottom up, inviting to your 10 rounds group. Courtney, I do not use Streak. I was just saying that I know a lot of coaches do use Streak. I go through my follow-ups one by one because my messages of my follow-up with my people have already had conversations going. So I'm checking in on their wedding. I'm checking in on their trip to the Bahamas, checking in, to see if they were cleared from their doctor and their postpartum journey. So I do not send mass big emails. So my follow-ups are literally single one by one. That's because I personalize every single one of them. So that's why I said earlier on, guys, why when I do my follow-ups, especially at the very end of a month, basically setting me up for Success Club that first week, I am spending a full 2 to 3 days of working in my emails to do that. That's why I said for this, we only have 20 minutes. So this is something that could take a lot longer. So Amanda, yes, if you are new and still have a few people, definitely check in with them right now. That is awesome. And that means that you probably could set yourself up to be really organized with your follow-ups. Something I did not do in the beginning of my coaching journey. So learn from my mistakes and just set yourself up for success right now by being organized. I just sent in the chat 2 of my things that I've done recently for follow-ups for people who had either not responded in the past or maybe it's been multiple follow-ups. But like I said, this is where we don't want anyone to slip through the cracks. And honestly, guys, I've had people time and time again, even after I've sent 6 emails of nothing, they're like, wow, I was going through a really dark time. Thank you so much for never giving up on me. I just recently had a baby. I've been cleared to work out and I'm ready to focus on me again, something like that. But also because I've put that individual connection to every single email, they feel like we've been kind of keeping that relationship going. I'm also going to share an email or a Facebook message I sent to every single one of my inactive coaches. I shared it with my diamonds, and I can share with you guys too. So pretty much obviously with this situation, a lot of people are getting hit hard financially. And especially when people are inactive, a lot of people probably don't even realize they're still inactive because they've just been paying the $15.95 for a long time. And for me, I'm like, okay, any bit of money is worth it to save it. So I sent this email basically inviting them to join my next group, or also giving them the out of kind of helping them cancel their coach account if they needed to right now, just because I wanted what was in their best interest. For me, I never would want someone to fear quitting or canceling their account, something like that, just to make me happy. I want them to get the most out of their coach account, and especially during this time, if I can be that person for them. I always say to them, if you do need to go the route of canceling, I will help you find that form, and just so you know, you will always be welcome on my team when the time is right for you again. So I will share that. And it was very well received. I had a lot of inactive coaches come in and get the accessory bundle or completion pack for 10 rounds, and they're like back in the game ready to go. And I also had a couple that did cancel and were very grateful that I gave them that out, especially for people that are in a financial crisis right now. Just shared that in the chat as well. That one's a little bit longer. Ooh, someone gave me some awesome, some awesome hearts. Okay. My follow-ups happen every single month for the big part of the invite. Obviously, back and forth if they're interested. That happens, continuously. But if it's more so like a no response or they're like, yeah, it just doesn't work right now, then I ask them again in a month. So guys, keep up with us. We still have about 12 more minutes here. Mike, I'm just trying to follow in your footsteps. Do I ever take them up off my follow-up list? Only when they tell me to. Only when they say, please stop talking to me. I never want to hear from you again. And I think that's only happened like one time. And that's fine with me. But other than that, no. But in the meantime, I'm offering tons of value. It's not just a follow-up of like, hey girl, so you didn't respond to me last month. Are you interested? Hey girl. It's more so me going through our messages, seeing what we talked about most recently, seeing what we talked about months ago, and then offering them a spot as their solution. Okay, so I'm offering them why, especially with 10 rounds, it's easy because I'm like, okay guys, this could not come at a better time. This is the best stress reliever. We're gonna sweat like crazy together. We're gonna get ripped. Like, let's go, right? Let's go. So Meg, I had said a little bit earlier that I definitely try to get everyone over to email because your Instagram could literally be shut down in a day and you could lose everybody if that's all you have over there. I like to have my people over on email so that I actually have a list to work through, and that way I can be a little bit more organized with them as well. The message that I sent to my inactive coaches, that was all a Facebook message because I have all of them on Facebook. So I did it a little bit more personal. But obviously, if they didn't respond to that at all, then I did take it over to email, assuming they did not see that message or maybe they forgot. Sarah, that is awesome to hear. Yeah, girl, those files have to go all the way on the bottom. Do not forget about those people and never second guess yourself in the sense of like, wow, I forgot to respond to her one time and that was a year ago. Like, I'm just not going to say anything because you want to do that. But sure, maybe they might have already joined another team and might have joined another coach, but at least it's your due diligence. And a lot of times it just fell through the cracks. And you just say, I am so sorry, I never responded back to you. I don't know what happened. How are you? What is new in your life? How do you move the conversation over to email from Instagram? I literally just say like, hey girl, can I get your email? Or I have them, fill out my Google form and I just say my DMs are an absolute mess. I would love to talk to you over on Facebook. And sometimes I even have to say too, remind me of your story, just because I want everything concrete in my email. Especially because people on Instagram can change names, they can delete accounts. I've seen people lose their entire DM list. And so for me, it's like, that's too up in the air. All right, guys, you got about 9 more minutes for your follow-up. I'm just answering the questions in the meantime. These are awesome questions, by the way. How do you get people to email? I feel like when I try to switch to email, people don't respond. So for me, I'm either getting them on my Google form, which obviously goes into my email, and then I email them, or I just straight up ask for their email. I never would give them my email and just expect them to go do that because I'm the one that has to do the work. That's part of my business is that I have to go get my people, especially if they're giving me that interest. And I think that might be where some of the issue could be. But I think as well as you just ask them and just say my DMs can be really messy, I'd love to take this conversation over to my email. I think they will respect you for it. I've never had anyone really question it. Yeah, and someone said their DM list is now cutting off, so they can't see the old DMs, especially if you have the other folder, 99 plus. After a certain amount of time, they start decreasing because they just go away if you don't get to them in time. And that could be people that you're missing out on. If you want to see my Google Forms, you can just go to my Instagram. It's just at Jaime Innis, and you can go right to my Google Forms and take what you like. Just put my Instagram handle in the comments. So Holly, if they've never replied to any of your emails, do you send them the follow-up email instead of customizing the email for them? I still customize it a little bit towards them. And I always offer the people that are in my inbox first the spots before I post. If I have 10 new spots for a mentorship or 20 new spots for a challenge group, I ask my people in my emails first. And they really respect that because they like to see their name on my, little FOMO post, a little call to action of how many spots. They like to see that I'm actually being truthful in that and that they actually did get one of the spots before I offer, like, oh, by the way, there's only 4 spots left. Jump on it. You guys are so welcome. Wow. Y'all are filling up my cup. All right, 6 more minutes for the follow-up. This is the biggest part, I feel like, in the power hour. This is really hard for me to be quiet. Not my style. What? Oh. All right, guys, 4 more minutes on the follow-ups. What's your best advice for people that are new coaches that are trying to get over that fear of inviting or following up? Honestly, drink your pre and get excited about changing lives. I've never been that coach that's been afraid of inviting because for me, I just always knew that there were so many more people out there that I needed to help that like the amount of people that I would help wouldn't even touch how many people are out there. But if you have people that are with that, like they really need to spend time on their PD and not PD during a power hour, but PD during their me time when they're getting in their workout, when they're making their Shakeology, right? This is straight up focus on work. But like I said, guys, when you're doing the follow-ups, when you're doing the invites, you have to be in the right mind frame. You have to be excited. You can't be sitting back with your eyes closed trying to do the rest of your reach outs because your coach told you to. You got to be excited. That's why I always tell people to drink pre. Get excited about it because you're about to bless someone. Is Linktree the same as Google Form? Yes, Linktree is what you can put your Google Forms onto. Where are the Google Forms on your Instagram? If you just click my Linktree, the link in my bio, you'll find my Google Forms. All right, guys, we still have 2.5 minutes, but I'm going to wrap this one up a little bit. So as you can see, the follow-up part of this business, this is where a lot of people fall through the cracks, and this is where we're not going to let them, especially with this new opportunity that we have of 10 rounds. Okay, guys, so be excited about it. Like, you guys should be inviting all the way through the start of your group. Like I said, my group started today after a week of prep week. So inviting all week last week, and I still have people that I'm talking to back and forth about what flavor pre-workout they want, what flavor, like all of the things, okay? So I am like working until then. So it's a big part of this business that you guys focus on those things that are gonna build your business, and a launch is going to build your business, but only if you prepare for it, right? So if you're not getting excited about a launch, your team is not gonna be getting excited about a launch, and your possible team volume that you're excited to see spike is not going to happen because you're the leader, and that's just not it. So that's why I say always be on top of those launches. Every time we've been on top of those launches, those have been the times where it's like we surpass our highest income, highest weekly paycheck every time, but because we're on them. So do you have a follow-up list outside of the email that you work from, or do you just go through emails to know who to follow up with? Yes, I literally go through, like I said, I don't use Streak. But I use Google, Gmail, whatever. So in that, they have folders. So you can put labels on things, and you can also have folders. So like my labels are 10 rounds goodbye photos for all my clients that are sending that. I have challenger prospects, coach prospects, December prospects, like all of these things that as soon as I get someone in my email, I label what they are until they join me, until they sign up as an actual coach, until they sign up as an actual client, so that I can go in those folders, scroll all the way through to page 1, right? Go backwards and go through all those follow-ups. Like I said, I don't take anyone off my follow-up list until they tell me, no, stop talking to me. And that's only happened one time in like 7 years. So I think the biggest thing is by you doing that, you're kind of pouring belief into people, and especially starting a new journey, whether it's anything to do with health and fitness. Sometimes people need a little bit of a push and a little bit of a belief that they deserve to feel better than they feel, that they deserve to be happier than they really are. And that's our job as coaches. That's why for me, inviting has never been a scary, weird thing, because it's just like I have that belief of people. Like I know that this will change their life. I know that this will make their life better. And I think that's a big thing that we all just need to focus on. So next thing, again, heading back to that social media post. So obviously you guys are sharing all day long. Sometimes I'll see coaches just share like their morning routine with their PD, their Shake-O, their workout. And then you don't see anything until nighttime, and they're like, good night, sleep good, with like a quote. And it's just like what happened throughout the day. So when you're working, you guys should always have a little snippet of what you're doing when you're working, even if it's just a boomerang of you sharing your screen right now with your business activity tracker, or sharing a boomerang with you and your like time to get to work. I think one of the things that works well for me is when I am getting in my inbox, which was earlier today, I came in and said, all right, sitting down to work again. And anybody that's in my inbox right now asking about my new coach mentorship, asking about 10 rounds that starts today, I'm getting back to you right now. And if you don't hear from me, it means I didn't hear from you. It means your email bounced back. So that's another opportunity for someone to say, oh, well, I didn't hear, so I want to get in on that, right? Like I missed out. I don't want to be missing out. I want to get in on it. And that's how you'll get a lot of people last minute, assuming that you've been able to share your journey for days on end, years on end. Especially in the beginning of this journey. I was just talking to one of my newer success starters, and she said that one of her coaches was really bummed out because she just feels like she wants to share authentically, and she's like just waiting. She's bummed out because no one's coming to her. And I was just like, well, girl, like in the beginning, especially, you've got to get those people, like, yeah, the longer you're in this business, the more credibility people see from you with your own journey, with your own business, with this being your lifestyle. But when you're first starting out, you have to go out and grab those people. You have to go out there and share with them. And even if you don't know what you're doing, invite these people to come along and be healthy with you. Like, I'm starting a new program. How exciting is that to start it with someone else? Like, for me, that's what excites me. That's why I told my whole team, like, can we all do 10 rounds together, please? Because I love to be able to talk about the certain moves, the certain, bits of soreness that I am, like how freaking hungry I am, how it blasts your metabolism. Like, I love sharing that kind of stuff. So think about that in terms of you being a health coach, and what a huge opportunity that is for you, your clients, your team, and your future team, especially with the launch right now. I love the fact that 10 rounds is only available for coaches. So it's just kind of like, this is the best way to be signing up coaches right now, guys, to literally be hitting diamond this month. Or if you're already a diamond coach, signing up 8 more coaches. Like, we all have that opportunity right now at our hands, at our fingertips. And like I said, that's why I wanted to launch it right away when it happened, you know, the week of prep week, and then the week of, you know, it actually starting on Monday. So I want you guys to do some kind of post again. Like I said, you're going to take your people through your working power hour and your stories, sharing what you just did, sharing how you went through your email and you talked to a bunch of women who you've been talking to over the last 6-7 months, the last 5-6 years, and connecting with them to see if they were ready to join you in this group because you were so excited for what you had to offer. I want you to share this in your story, another 5 minutes right here. And then I want you to have some kind of call to action. So whether that be a question box of drop your email below if you still want information, sign up closes tonight, or maybe it's you doing on your Instagram stories, you know, maybe you have the 10 slots and you have the first 5 are already filled in, and say like, you're going to grab the last 5, swipe up. Obviously you have to have 10,000 followers to have the swipe up feature. But if you don't have that, you could do the poll. Like if you win, I always do like the little fire, like that one emoji. You can do the poll, you can do the quiz. The quiz has been really awesome too. I did that last night and I said, what did I say? I said, last minute, anybody still want to get on the test group that starts, or come start with me tomorrow? And it was like, yes, it was sign me up, need more info. So guess what? All those people that clicked on it got an invite. And yeah, sure, some of those people were like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click it. It's like, okay, it's not really that easy just to randomly click it, but whatever. But still, they all got a message from me today, and they got a follow-up message like, hey girl, enrollment's closing tonight. I've got my team call at 7:25, so I'm getting everyone signed up right before then. Let me know what questions you have. And I always say, let me know what questions you have, because I know they have questions, and I want them to know that that's okay, because I want to get their questions answered, and I want them to feel comfortable signing up with me. You know, I don't want them to sign up and then have all these questions and feel like they shouldn't have done that. I want them to get it all out there. And if they're telling me no, right now the timing isn't working, I say my round 2 starts on April 13th. Would that be a better time for you? And I get them ready. And guess what? I make sure to jot that down, right? Okay, so right now we're going to take the next 10 minutes and we're going to actually invite to this. So aside from your follow-ups, I want you guys to go in your stories. This is usually where I am doing the most of my, I guess, inviting. And I want you guys to go through your stories. So I want you to go to your earliest story from, you know, this morning, pretty much. So obviously the people that you see first are like the ones that you have the most connection with. Probably your, you know, maybe it's some of your coaches, maybe it's your best friend. But I want you to go through those, and I want you to go through their Instagram. So for instance, I'll click on one right now. I want you to go through their stories. I want you to go through their stories and just start commenting. So for me, the inviting process is more so about connecting. Okay, we've kind of changed the term, got it from my sister-in-law, Hannah, but more so connecting. Okay, so how can I connect with these women that someday, like, they're already on my stuff. They're already looking at my life every day. It's pretty much the same people. And they're like, you know, they like what I put out there. Otherwise, they wouldn't be watching my stuff every single day. So for me, I'm like, okay, how can I connect with you? I can just go through your stories, and I'm basically just talking to you as if we were just texting back and forth. Like, oh my gosh, so cute. Oh, we went outside too on a nature walk. Oh my gosh, your dog is so cute. Like, literally just going through as if I'm talking to a girlfriend, right? Because you're creating a connection. That to me is starting that connection, so that when they do go and click on my poll, and my invite is very direct, like, hey girl, I'm so happy you're excited about joining me. Like, you ready? And I will also share in the comment section what I actually did for those invites with my little quiz I was talking about. But like I said, for the next 15 minutes, guys, I want you to go through your Instagram and the people that have been back and forth. Of course, some of them are probably gonna be coaches. You don't need to worry about that, but go through people who might look like someone that you might want to have join your team someday. Maybe it looks like a girl that's your age. Maybe she has kids like you. And I want you to just go through their stories and talk to them. Like, literally just talk to them, and then jot it down. Write down their Instagram handle. You don't want to just do that and then just take a shot in the dark and think you're going to remember them, because trust me, you will not remember their Instagram handle unless you write it down. So next 15 minutes, and then I will put my little invite that I did from my poll in the comments. Sorry, you have to hear me typing. Okay, so I just posted in the comments what I have been sharing and posting to those people that filled out that quiz. And then I obviously included my Google form in that as well. So, like I said, not ever, like a lot of people saw it and didn't respond, but some people were like, yep, I'm filling it out right now. And those are people that pretty much signed up like boom today. So just wanted to share. But anyways, putting the timer on, you guys got 13 more minutes. How many times do you follow up with prospects before you stop when they keep saying they're interested but do nothing more than that? So, I mean, if I've reached out to them 10 times and they keep saying they're interested and they don't, like, at some point I kind of say, like, hey, girl, you actually really interested because you've never actually said anything. And I, like, just point blank because it's kind of annoying. And a lot of times they actually do respond and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I really meant to. And it's like, okay, well, you in? Other than that, I keep asking them until they tell me no, or in case, like I said, 10 times. Thank you. Yes, so I just sent them what I posted in the comments, and then I also included my Google form for my clients. Do you use the same Google form for all of your clients? Yes, I do. That's also another great way to do your whole follow-up if you haven't been organized this whole time, is going through that whole list. I've done that as well too, from like the original follow-up. I used to create a different Google form for like every different kind of group, and I just don't have time. I just don't have time to have 20 different ones. That's not really my jam. I like to have them all in one place, especially because every single one of my first emails is asking them what their goals are, what they're currently doing, what they like doing, what they don't like doing. And so then I'm able to see what program I would recommend for them, or if I would recommend a program, that's happening right now. Hi, Cassie. Okay, what would your suggestion be if we are going to implement the tips you've shared with us, email forms, etc.? If we don't have a list of people to work from, do we pull from our back office to start? That would be a great place to start, especially because probably over the time that you've been a coach, you've accumulated free leads from Beachbody, which are obviously huge gifts. So that's a great place to start. But it's definitely nice to have a growing follow-up list to pull from, especially when you feel like maybe you didn't do enough the last few months of creating enough new connections to have people in the pipeline. And whenever I realize that I don't have enough people in the pipeline, I realize I haven't made enough connections the couple months prior. It's not that, people say, oh, March, or for instance, March is such a hard month. It's not that March was a hard month. It means that you kind of took your foot off the gas the last few months, right? Because there's not enough in the pipeline. Oh gosh, you hear all the boys, sorry. We got bubble guppies on and they went for a nice long walk and now they're a little loud. You are so welcome. I'm so glad you guys are loving this. Do you ever have anything come from the leads? I email them all, but I never get anything back. What do you send them? So I just send them a generic email that says, hello, I am your free Beachbody coach. What did you sign up with? Even though I can see what they signed up with. And I would say 9 times out of 10, I do not receive anything back from them, or it'll say like, do not contact. But I have had people that have been customers for years that still pay full price for Shakeology. Every once in a while, they'll get a random challenge pack for a couple of successful points, which is great, and they're just doing their thing. So as long as you try to check in on them, but don't feel bad if they're not responding, because a lot of people, they're just not going to respond. How many male coaches do you have in your group? I do not bring on guys. All right, guys, we have about 7 more minutes. If you guys have any other questions on those things, I know we've really just covered the follow-up and the connect part. But like I said, those go along with my invite process just by connecting. So like I said, start with the follow-ups to get people's conversations moving, because those are moving while you're working, right? Getting people back in your inbox again, getting those conversations started. Going through, connecting with the people that are already looking at your life, that are already following along, that are already Team Jaime or whoever you are, and looking at that, but starting the connections of just building relationships, just building connections with them, just talking to them as if it's your BFF. I mean, I know a lot of you guys, I'm sure, follow your best friend, and hopefully she's a coach, but if she's not, I guarantee you're on her stories every single day commenting about her boys and how cute they are and how you miss them and Aunt Jaime misses them, right? Think of that as the people that you're going to eventually sign up. For me, that's the opportunity that I have, so that when I do post something that's like a straight up call to action of like, all right, if you want in, last call, here we go, and they click on that, that's when my invite is just like, hey, I'm so glad you're interested. Let's start talking. All the behind the scenes info. Yay! I'm so happy to hear that. Makes me feel so good. Lauren said, I sent a bunch yesterday from last week and had one person respond right away. You never know. So it's so worth it to reach out. Yes. And then you're not letting anyone slip through the cracks. All right, guys. So I'm just going to end this one a little bit sooner. We've got 5 minutes left. Do you guys have any questions on any of those things that I covered? I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you have, or if you're catching the replay, I can totally come back to this video and answer those questions too. But I know we've all got work to do. And guys, this is something, utilizing this launch is so, so huge. Like, this is our newest program. This is the program that is brand new. For people to be able to do this alongside you and do this with you as you're figuring it out too is like the most powerful tool, and has the ability to really blow up your business, because you're doing it by leading your team. Your team is going to follow suit. And from what I've seen from, the almost 7 years I've been a coach, every time that I get the team pumped on a launch, my whole team gets pumped on the launch, because the people I sign up are the people that are like me. Of course, I have some, outliers that are into different kinds of workouts, but most of my girls are HIIT and weight training, right? They want to have that workout where they're sweating, right? We're not sparkling, we're sweating. And so when they have this, they're just so excited to be able to do this with me, because that's like a really powerful thing. What is one mistake you wish you would have known about when you started that we could avoid now? Like I said in the beginning, I was so unorganized. I had no system. I had no tracker. I had no way of following up, no labels in my inbox. And I would answer people on the fly all the time. Now, when I'm in my inbox, I'm at my desktop or I'm at my laptop. Like, I do not answer from my phone. I've also found that my people that I'm talking to, they deserve all of me. I think part of that comes with being a mom, that I don't want to be holding a baby and responding because I'm doing 50-50. I want to be all into mom life, or I want to be all into business owner. So for me, it's all in with my emails. I actually, I'm giving people better responses that way too, because I'm sitting down and being like, okay, Sarah, okay, last time Sarah and I talked, we talked about her having a baby 5 weeks ago. So now Sarah is probably cleared by workout. Let me check in with her. Let me see what her daughter's name was. Like, I want to see what the relationship we've already built. I want to build upon that. And then I want to invite her to join me because I know that I'm confident enough to take her through this journey with me and get her really amazing results. Do you make a Google form each time you have a new program launching? No, my Google form is the same for my clients, and then I have a different one for coaches. So do you start conversations, connect with people on Instagram, and then add them to your email list after they've said they're interested in the boot camp? Pretty much anytime they're interested at all at anything boot camp related or coaching related, I try to get them over to my email. I try to get them on my form first. And if they're, if it feels like that's going to be an extra step for them, I just ask them for their email, especially if I'm already in my email. It's like, okay, a lot of times, especially today, it's like, been in my email all day long. If you're like, wow, I'm really appreciative of this quick response. I'm like, oh, girl, you have no idea. I'm just going crazy. But people appreciate that. Usually I am scared to send a follow-up email, and I just totally did it because you said to. I didn't even think. It's not so scary. Amber, go girl. That's amazing. All right. I have my first new coach call after this. First coach that I have signed up and the first person under me. Any tips for that call? That's amazing, Christina. Congrats to you. So I would just say to first see what her intentions are with the business, see what her goals are, see what program she's going to be starting, have her go all in with the program, and to focus on her every single day. Make this a commitment. And what I really focus on with my newer coaches, especially ones that come into this also wanting to work the business alongside getting amazing results or continuing work on themselves, I see, what they're dealing with, how many kids they have. Are they stay-at-home mom? Are they working part-time, full-time? How many hours? And we try to fit in coaching. Like, where can we fit in coaching? Where can we set a schedule just like you would a hair appointment or a dentist appointment? You wouldn't just brush that aside and forget about it. You would make it a priority. And so I think that's the most important thing, is to see what people's expectations are. If someone is looking to make this their full-time job someday and leave their 80-hour job at corporate and they're working 4 hours a week, like, that's just not a realistic goal. And they have to kind of leverage that and kind of decide which way they want to go with that. But I think the best thing you can do with mentoring is just one-on-one attention, guys. Like, literally for any coach, whether they're a brand new coach or someone that's pushing for diamond, pushing for elite, the one-on-one is going to get them to their goals because they love you as their coach and they just want that attention. They want that time. And that's the best part about mentoring, is when you find your people, it's just like, okay, these are my people. Okay. All right, guys, I got all those questions answered. Thank you guys so much for hopping on with me. I appreciate all the awesome feedback. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you're able to lock in Success Club, if not during this call, if not tonight, because there's still a couple hours in tonight, and definitely for the month of March, because we have the opportunity to bless a lot of lives, especially in this crisis. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see y'all soon.